Camera's ready.
What are y'all ready? All right. Watch the rest of quiet. As we get started here, I do want to take a second and talk about Coach Ross. Just got sent an article this morning from the USA Today, I believe it was, that talked about him and his battle that he's having right now with cancer. And I know it's been a tough time for him and his family, and his wife as well. Has gone through it, and just to let Coach Ross know that everyone here has him and his family in their prayers. It's someone that's been on our mind a lot as a program here the last really week as we've been preparing for this football game. Knowing the outcome of the 1990 season, and really the first time these two teams meeting again since then. So, what a great coach, great man. The stories I hear about how he ran the program and built the program, and then went on to the NFL and had his success there. It's an honor to sit in the same seat that he sat in. And you look at the coaches that came out from underneath him, and really his coaching tree, and a lot of outstanding coaches and a lot of coaches that really impacted me in my life that came from underneath Coach Ross. So I just want Coach to know that everyone here at Georgia Tech's thinking about him, and he'll be with us as we go to play this game on Friday. So I also start to reflect a little bit about the times and how things have changed since 1990 until now in college football, from split national champions to then the BCS, and then playoffs, and now where we are today, and then just all the things that have happened, whether it be from the coaching side, the player side, the amount of coaches on the field coaching now, to how recruiting has changed, and then with rev share now, and just different things. But it just reminds you that college football is always changing, and where we're at now is not where it's going to be in 15 years. So that's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it fun, and we're excited to kick off the season this Friday night. So we got a quality opponent we're going to play. Again, it's first game of the season, so you focus on yourself and what you have to do, how you have to go out and execute, put a plan together, and then as we say all the time, you're only as good as your base calls, and then it's up to us to go in and play the way we're supposed to play, and make adjustments as coaches and put our players in position to be able to go execute.
Questions?
You talked to any of those guys from the 1990 team about this game?
No, not about the game. I mean, I've talked to a bunch of them. Not really since training camp started. I hadn't really talked to anybody, Chad. Talked to our coaches and my wife when I get home at night, and Harper in the morning when I see her. So, she had her first soccer practice yesterday. She's really talented, really talented. So I was pretty excited to see the videos of that coming in. But I haven't. I've got a lot of really close friends from those teams. We've talked a lot, and I'm sure we'll talk here in the next couple of days, or I might see some of them out there or whatnot. But it doesn't have any impact on this game, but I know it means a lot for them.
What have you seen from Colorado's offense when you look at the tape? Obviously, they have a lot of new pieces now, but
very different. We don't know exactly what they'll be. Again, that's how we've got to be able to play our base defensive calls, and how we rally to the football, how we diagnose, and it always starts. It starts with getting the call, getting aligned, proper alignments, getting the right stance, eyes in the right spots, reading the right keys, then being able to go and once the ball snapped, be able to play with discipline and play your responsibility out and play 100 miles an hour. So, look, they have two quarterbacks there that we both know about, and we're preparing for both of them. Wouldn't be surprised to see both of them play in the game, or they could go with one the whole time out. We don't know that. We can't predict that. So those things we can't really affect or do anything about. We're not going to. So I guess we'll see on Friday. But we're expecting them to be a dynamic offense. That's not going to change. I mean, the coaches are the same, coordinators the same. That's calling the plays. So they've got two really talented quarterbacks. One of them's had a lot of production at the college level, and one of them's had a tremendous amount of production at the high school level, and was a mid-year and been there in the system for a while. So big offensive line. We talked about that the other day. So it's going to be important to us to be able to get out and do those things, all those things that happen before the snap, and then be able to go play hard during the snap and execute.
I know you talked about this a little bit the other day, but these national spotlight games to start the year based on the schedule, week 0, whatever it may be, what do you like about those opportunities for the program?
Yeah, well, anytime you have your program in the national spotlight, it's a good thing. And the more of those we can play, the better. We want to play in as many of those as possible. And hopefully every team we play this year has had a really good record up into the time we play them and us. And we are in the spotlight. But that's part of building a program, too, is putting your program in that spotlight and teaching your staff and your players and everybody in the organization how to deal with the spotlight, to deal with that and to deal with expectations and all those things.
To ask you about the defensive end position, who are maybe some of the younger guys who we haven't really mentioned that could make impact Friday or beyond? Yeah, Montre Bradford. That's a guy that played on special teams last year a lot. Jordan Boyd, same thing, got a little banged up in springtime, but he's had a really good camp. Andre Fuller is a true freshman that was getting ready to play, was playing high school ball this time last year. He's had you talk about freshmen that play as freshmen don't act like freshmen. And he acts like a 35-year-old man and the way he carries himself. But, we laugh about it, but at the same time, we can't forget he has the same, issues that all the freshmen do. He's still 18 years old. And we have to understand that. But he's very mature for his age, and that's the reason he's going to be able to get playing time on Friday night.
Defensively, what have you seen from Colorado, and kind of what, I guess, would be things that you look for your offense to be mindful of?
Can you say that again? 'Cause I got
That's right. Colorado's defense, in terms of how you approach them, what are things that your offense needs to be mindful of as they try to attack that defense?
Well, I mean, if you say it in the word mindful of, it's more, that means we're being reactive, and we don't want to be reactive in anything we do. Last year they led the country in, I think, snaps of cover 1 and cover 2, which is really a rarity. I think they might have been third in one of them, but it's really a rarity playing those two types of things. So they're all in, taking away the run or taking away the pass, and they do a good job of disguising things. They've got physical players, they've got size, very pro style defense. The defensive ends they're gonna set the edge, keep contained. Obviously, when you watch film and see who we are offensively and what we've done, I mean, that's going to be a big thing that they've been working on and coaching, and we know that. There's going to be an extra hat in the box majority of the time, so you got to have a way to affect that. Or I think I said before, I mean, our plan is to throw it about 75 times in the game, but no, you take what the defense gives you. You have to. And you got to be able to go out and execute. At the end of the day, we put our players in position for the last 4 weeks to have the confidence to go out and play. And I told them right after practice today that there's no reason anybody should be getting uptight. No one should be saying anything more than they said 5 days ago or anything. I mean, we try to do everything we can to elevate practice to put every day them in a position that the game's not that big when they get to it.
You and Dion take over programs about the same time. What have you kind of seen about how he's built up Colorado, kind of similarly to what you've done here at Georgia Tech? Yeah, I mean, obviously I don't know the inside out of anything that's taking place there. So, I mean, I've seen what I've seen on tape of them. Film, I don't know the inner workings or anything that takes place there. Mad respect, though, for any time you take over a program, in the build and, the differences now than it used to be with the acquisition and the retention of personnel, and being able to get collection of new guys in, and we've talked about that before, that no 1 year is indicative of the next, and to be able to put those guys in a position to go out and play cohesive football and play together. Obviously they've done a really good job of that, and they've made so much improvement from year 1 to 2. I do see similarities in things, and just a lot of respect for him and his staff and what they've done there.
Right. You brought in 2 defensive ends in Hopler and Manley to fill 2 key roles. How have they adjusted to what you're trying to do with the defense, and where are they right now?
I don't. He's catching on, man. He's catching on. I'm so proud of you, Rod. That is awesome, man. That is awesome. Yes, that's a win for the day, man.
I couldn't pull the words back in.
I know. We're expecting to play, 5, 6 guys at that spot. We've got good depth there. There's going to be a lot of guys rolling in. They are a big physical offensive line. Whether it's protection or whether it's a run game, I mean, they're going to, you got 330, 340, 350-pound guys. It's tiresome. So that's what we're expecting. We're expecting them to try to wear us down, and we've got to play as hard as we can for those spurts that we're in there. But we've got guys, 5 or 6 guys we feel are really capable. But those 2 guys have done a really good job adjusting, fitting into this game. They were both here in the springtime. So, no different than a freshman or any other newcomer. They've learned what to do, how we do things. Now it's time to turn the lights on and let us all go see them go play.
You have now a group of some seniors or upperclassmen that have been here with you this whole time, and they're taking up the leadership mantle of your program. How have you seen that kind of impact your program with guys like Haynes or Clayton or Jamal or whoever it is?
Yeah.
Like, how have you seen that impact your program at this point now compared to early on?
Gosh, I could talk about that for a long time because, the past several years we've done leadership based on, we'd have guys in different classes. It didn't really matter. We'd have, 10, 12, 14 guys on leadership, and made the decision this year that our leadership was our seniors. And there's 27 of them. Anytime you have 27 seniors, it's a good thing, especially when a lot of these guys have been in the program for a while. But what we've seen is that guys that people might think should be leaders that just naturally aren't, or some people don't want to be, and that's perfectly fine. I'd rather know that than try to put a square peg in a round hole, right? And there's a lot of guys that want to be that might not naturally be, okay? Or there's 1 year left, and maybe they've made mistakes in the past couple of years, right? So when you have a collection of seniors, it helps all of them elevate themselves, all right? And then you got the guys, like Haynes, where, in the past, was it 2 years ago? I think a lot of times people just looked at him as being the leader, or looked at him to make a play when you needed a play in a game. And that's a lot of pressure on a young person. That's a lot of pressure, to be the quarterback, to be the leader, to be the playmaker, right? Now, that's what their job is, but at the same time, the shared burden of that helps a lot. And to have a lot of guys on the team that collectively can lead now, right, it takes a little bit of that burden off of one individual person.
Anything else for Coach? Tom?
You've started the season with a lot of these road games, neutral site, like all these different versions of things. Since you've been a coach, you talked about that on Sunday. What is it like to take a longer road trip? And do you lean on stuff that you guys did in terms of the trip to Ireland? Like, it's a little bit longer than just going.
Totally different ways. One's east, one's west.
Sure.
Totally different. Look, I mean, I really think people try to make a lot more of that than it is. Like, if it was that big of a deal, the National Football League wouldn't do it every week, right? We are heading out a day early, but other than that, we've got our protocols that we're going through, things we're doing. I know what you're asking, and I know what you're trying to get me to say, but I'm not. And we've talked about it as a team. The team knows exactly what we're prepared to do and how we're going to do it. In the past, we've put those things together. We have a strong group of people in our building, whether it be the athletic trainers, Brad Kimball and his staff, AJ and his staff, Pat Boyle, Sean Boyle, Jordan Diaz does an outstanding job with the sports science. We've got a full rack of guys that help us with that, and I believe we've got a really strong plan in place.
Luke?
I'm sure every coach that goes out to Colorado gets asked this, but how do you prepare for altitude?
I just answered that.
Yeah,
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. Yeah, we've got things in place. We've got a lot of things in place. It was great to have Coach Gailey here last week. Someone that coached 10 years up there in Colorado, and then in the NFL, had to travel to Denver a lot of times. So he was a good resource for things. But we and I mean, I've reached out to a lot of people. Played there before. I've played, well, not in Boulder, but played out that way before, and a lot of people have. So I've 100% believe in the plan we have in place.
Okay. there's nothing else, we'll wrap up.
That's it. All right, go Jackets.
See everyone in Boulder.